This episode coming to you from the Indian capital of New Delhi. Housing the seat of power in the world's largest democracy, this sprawling metropolis holds the key to the fortunes of 1.2 billion Indians. The city bears an unmistakable stamp on the pages of Indian history. The Mughals and then the British using Delhi to lay the foundations of their rule over this vast and diverse land. The pursuit of sporting excellence is one of the many preoccupations of 21st century India. Cricket, the game of the British Raj, occupying significant mind space among the masses, with other sports like football and tennis still competing for a share in a very large pie. Badminton certainly isn't new to this part of the world. The 2011 BWF Yonex-Sunrise India Open representing an upward shift for the sport in the country, with the Indian Grand Prix being upgraded to a Super Series event.
Well, India, we got this opportunity for the first time to have the India Super Series here, which is India Grand Prix is given upgraded, and we are very happy about it, and we have to work very hard to come up to their expectations, and this was largely due to our players taking up a central stage in the world in badminton, which has helped us to get this series here.
Saina Nehwal is the pin-up girl for badminton in India. 4 BWF Super Series titles in the last 2 years, elevating her to the top echelons of the world game.
I think it's really big. First time a Super Series in India. I think it's like a dream for many Indians, because before we never used to have such big kind of tournaments. Now we can actually see all the top players coming here, and it's going to be very good for the young, especially young kids.
27-year-old Jwala Gutta is among the few Indians to have slugged it out at the international level in the last decade. Her doubles partnership with Ashwini Ponnappa recently winning a gold medal at the 2010 Commonwealth Games in New Delhi.
The kind of publicity the Commonwealth Games altogether got was amazing, you know, and I hope that such crowd, you know, comes and encourages us. You know, it really helps me to pull out all these crucial matches, and I hope, I love playing, you know, in front of the home crowd, you know. Everyone says it builds up the pressure, but somehow I totally enjoy it.
With a successful Commonwealth Games at home garnering an unprecedented amount of interest, 21-year-old Ponnappa is looking forward to another stint under the spotlight.
It's the first time I'll be playing the Indian Open Super Series, so I think it's really good, because having such a big tournament in India is good for badminton in India, because a lot of people, a lot of Indian players get to come and play and get their shot and see how well they can do. And it's good because the Indian media and the people in India would also get to see a lot of top players playing, so I think it's really good.
And the pair aren't shy of looking glamorous out on the court. Gutta understanding the importance of an attractive image for a professional sportsperson.
Oh, I think I was always glamorous. No, well, I think we were in spotlight after the Commonwealth Games, but I think I was always taking care of my clothing. You know, I like to look good.
And as you can see, Jwala she loves looking nice on court, and she does look nice on court, and I think it matters that we do put in a little effort to look nice and dress well, and both of us do put that little bit of effort, and along with that, if you play well, it's good, right?
The Indian men are also getting their act together in recent times. 24-year-old Parulpalli Kashyap breaking into the world's top 30, despite having been diagnosed with asthma early in his career.
It's been really good the last 1 year. My ranking has improved a lot, and right now I am very confident. I've beaten, my ranking is around 23 right now, and I've beaten 3 to 4 players in the top 10. Right now I want to win against a top 5 player, and it's been really good. The year has been really good.
The future looks bright for Indian badminton, with the singular talents of Saina Nehwal leading the way. 21-year-old hoping to brush aside Japan's Ai Goto in her first-round match at the India Super Series. Things quickly turned pear-shaped for the local girl. Nehwal playing an error-strewn match to crash out of the tournament. Goto making the second round. Go Santoso is one of the few players to have made great progress under the tutelage of Japan's head coach, Park Ju-bong. A winner of 5 World Championship titles, the Korean great is among the best doubles players of all time. And now, as a coach, he's awake to the demands of modern badminton.
Yes, now it's a world badminton doubles is very fast, is speed and power. So many of the players is now this is like the same style of the doubles players. So I like it's more it's a different style of the doubles player, but it's at the moment it's almost the same style. So hopefully some little bit in the change in the doubles style.
Under Park's watch, players like Ai Goto and Kenichi Tago are learning to express themselves in the hope of breaking the Chinese domination of the singles game.
This is not easy because it's, at the moment the man is against China. There are Zhong Wei, and also let's say the doubles is a Korean pair also there. It's more is the doubles is the man is other country is a good fighting against China, but women's is too strong in the China. Is too many good singles player, too many good in the doubles pair. So that I cannot say that when they are broken. But anyway, we tried the fighting against the world women's player. Maybe tried the fighting against China.
Coming up on Badminton World, we head briefly to Hyderabad. Former All-England champ Pete Gopichand is nurturing the future of Indian badminton. In the BWF Superseries men's rankings, Lee Chong-wei stays on top, followed by the great Lin Dan. China's Chen Long rockets up 3 spots. Simon Santoso and Taufik Hidayat sliding down. Germany's Mark Zwiebler is 6th, followed by Japan's Kenichi Tago. Du Pengyu drops down to 8th. Goyan Tianmin 9th, with Wang Zhengming rounding out the top 10. In the BWF Superseries women's rankings, top-ranked Wang Xishan has a huge lead over Wang Xin. Wang Yihan and Jiang Yanzhao drop down to make room at the top. Korea's Sung Ji-hyun and Germany's Julian Schenk hold their spots, with Japan's Eriko Hirose rising into 7th. Bulgaria's Petya Nedelcheva is 8th, with Liu Xin tied on points with Taiwan's Cheng Xiaoqie. Welcome back to Badminton World, the city of New Delhi hosting the 4th BWF Super Series event of the 2011 season. Denmark's Tine Baun is on a comeback track after having bailed out of her title defence at the All England Open due to injury. The 2-time champ eager to make amends for the anticlimax in Birmingham.
It was very disappointing. I was hoping until the week before that I was able to play the All England. Of course not with the best preparations, but I was still hoping. But there was no chance that I could play because it was too serious. Yes, this is my comeback tournament, and I'm not in the best shape, top level or anything, but I will just go here and play my best and go on court again and see if my foot is all right again and if it can handle a tournament as big as this one.
The 31-year-old Dane has only played in the Korea Super Series Premier this season. Baun losing to Wang Xishan of China in a tightly fought 3-gamer. Xishan, among others, hasn't made the trip to New Delhi though. China's players tied down by domestic commitments.
Of course, with the Chinese not here, it makes the tournament less strong than if they were here. But I don't think about that at all, because for now it's my foot that is on my concern, and how to play first match. I've only played one match in 10 weeks, so So of course I'm a little nervous getting started.
Second-seeded Baun is playing Singapore's Sing Ain in the first round. The Danish player getting into a 3-game battle against a player 10 years younger than her. Baun is one of only 2 European players in the women's top 10. The veteran hoping to lay the groundwork for what she hopes will be her last hurrah at the 2012 London Olympics. And things seem to go her way on the court as well. Baun beating Singh to make the second round. The men's draw had its share of big names as well. Top seed Lee Chong-wei first going past India's Ajay Jayaram in the first round before brushing past Lee Hyun-il to book a place in the quarters. Third-seeded Peter Gader had to deal with a couple of Japanese players early on. Danish great needing 3 games to beat Kazushi Yamada in round 1 before getting the better of Sho Sasaki to make the last 8. Among other results, Indian qualifier Surat Verma pulled off a shock win over 7th seed Kenichi Tago. Indonesian star Taufik Hidayat making the quarters after beating Kashyap. The women's draw saw a flurry of second-round upsets. Seeded players like Tine Baun, Sung Ji-hyun and Eriko Hirose crashing out of the contest. In the men's singles quarterfinals, Indonesia's Taufik Hidayat looked in great shape in the first game against 6th seed Park Sung-hwan.
It's a good rally. Oh, very good lift. Here's that backhand. Oh my goodness! That is just sensational.
But the lanky Korean won that game and was able to go past Hidayat's mercurial talents in the second. Park storming through to the quarters.
And I think you can safely say Park Sung-hwan rather pleased with that result.
India's Saurabh Verma was up against Lee Chong-wei in his quarterfinal. The Malaysian world #1 giving the young qualifier a tough time in the first. Lee winning it 21-7.
Yeah, only needed the one opportunity. 21-7.
Indian Greenhorn has defied expectations by making the last 8. Verma relying on his coach Pullela Gopichan for sound technical and mental advice. Gopichan, of course, knows what it takes to build a champion. The boy from Hyderabad having pulled off a miracle in 2001 by beating China's Chen Long in the final of the All England Open. Gopichan only the second Indian to do so after Prakash Padukone won it back in 1980.
Well, I think today, if I were to look back at the entire career, I think 2001 stands out and the All England stands out. Very fortunate, I would say, thanks to God that I've been able to pull that big event and people remember me for that. But I think overall, I think in the many years of badminton I've played, I've been quite consistently beaten some really top players in the world, and in the All England managed to do that in a trot and actually win that.
Gopichan has followed Padukone's footsteps, taken it on himself to develop the next generation of Indian players. Gopichan Badminton Academy in the South Indian city of Hyderabad boasts of some world-class infrastructure. A big step towards filling the void that Gopichan had to deal with during his playing days.
Well, I think, yes, when we played, there was hardly anything in terms of real facility, as you call it. We came up with no training literally till almost 18, 19 years of age. And also very little limited shuttlecocks support, in the sense my mother would buy me a shuttle a day, and these were the duck feather shuttles, and back then it used to cost us about 5 rupees 50 paise per shuttle. So those were the times. It was difficult, but all my life I just believed that it was important that we really didn't complain, take it as it comes, and try to do the best with what we had.
India's Saina Nehwal might not have delivered at the India Superseries, but the 21-year-old remains the finest product of Gopichan's academy. With a long career ahead of her, the world #4 is his prized protégé. Gopichan playing a big role in her emergence as a player of international repute.
I think one of the luckiest person to get such good coaches in my life, and obviously Gopi sir was a player before, so he's experienced most of the things, and he knows how to play, how to prepare for the matches at the international level, how to prepare yourself. So I think I'm in good hands, and always when I went for matches I took good advice of him, and it really worked, and I think that's why I've been performing really early in my life.
There are others waiting in the wings, of course. The likes of P. Kashyap and Ashwini Ponnappa using the facilities at the academy to hone their craft. Gopichand is only happy to adopt a very hands-on approach when it comes to grooming the players. His academy preparing virtually every Indian player to have qualified for the India Super Series.
If I were to look out for this bright spots in the tournaments, I think Saurav Verma would be one of them. To beat two players like Sony and Tago was fantastic. And then you have Guru Saidat beat Poonsak, and then you have Sai Praneeth and Pranoy who did well to qualify and play this level, and both of them are 19 years.
It wouldn't be an understatement to say that the Gopichand Academy is the cradle of Indian badminton. Its creator is nothing but optimistic about what lies ahead.
I think badminton, if you look at in the last couple of years, has done well in terms of performances, but also in terms of the faces of badminton, the marketing wise. They're more marketable. The people who recognize badminton faces, I think the exceptional performance of our players at the Commonwealth Games was a good reason for all of them to remember badminton in good light. And coming after that, this Super Series, and also I'm hoping in the next few years we are able to produce some more good players. And once that happens, I think badminton will be a much bigger name in our country.
There's a long way to go before that happens though, with India's Saurav Verma staring at defeat against the great Lee Chong Wei. The Malaysian superstar through to the last four in New Delhi. Coming up on Badminton World, the big guns face off at the India Super Series. All the action from the finals on the other side of this short break. Welcome back to Badminton World. The India Super Series heading into the semi-final stage now. In the men's singles draw, Peter Gade was on top of things against Korea's Park Sung-hwan. The Dane up 5 game points in the first. Regrouped well in the second, but couldn't prevent Gade from getting to match point. The 34-year-old benefiting from a few unforced errors by the Korean.
And that's gone long. And Peter Gade is through to the final.
Thailand's Pornchip Borana Prasatsuk had fought off some tough opponents en route to the women's singles semis. Fourth-seeded Yip Koo Yin also falling to the irresistible 19-year-old. Top-seeded men's doubles pair of Koo Kien Keat and Tan Bong Kyong in the far court went down 1 game against Japan's Hirokatsu Hashimoto and Noriyasu Hirata. The Malaysians staring down the barrel in the second.
It's gone wide. Third time lucky as far as the Japanese pair are concerned.
It's the crucial phase of the tournament then, with the players keen to get every aspect of their game spot on. Racket strings featuring very high on a player's checklist. Men's singles finalist Peter Gade telling us all about it.
There's a lot of difference between the tension that that the players in between play with. I play with quite a hard tension. Taufik also quite a hard tension. Chong Wei a bit less, I think. And then you have other guys play with a lot less tension. The general rule is that you don't hit harder if you play with a high tension. So you need to really play really precise only in this area. The harder the tension is, the more precise you have to do. If I break a string in my racket, then first of all, if it's during the game, I put it in in my bag, and then straight afterwards, sometimes even during the game, I get it to the stringing booth behind me, to the guys, and immediately they cut it. The tension is so hard that we have to cut it immediately, otherwise it may break. And they get the racket, and most of the time they know exactly my tension, which is my tension is about 34, I would say. And they make the racket, and then it's back in my hand the next day.
The day of the finals was expected to be full of jangled nerves. Mixed doubles affair being dominated by Indonesia's Tantowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir. Their compatriots Kurniawan and Bernadette bowing out in straight games.
And this time they convert. It's their first ever Super Series title, and I wonder if it's the first of many.
The women's doubles final saw two Japanese pairs vying for the big prize. Top seeds Mayuki Maeda and Satoko Suetsuna winning a tight first game against Mizuki Fuji and Reika Kakiwa. The pair in the near court defending brilliantly in the second to set up a superb win.
They convert. An hour and 10 minutes to win in 2 straight games for the #1 seeds.
The men's doubles final was an open and shut case. Japan's Hirakatsu Hashimoto and Noriyasu Hirata emphatically beating Indonesia's Pratama and Saputra.
This time, third time of asking. And for Hirakatsu Hashimoto and Noriyasu Hirata of Japan, the #4 seeds, their first ever Super Series title.
Thailand's Borana Prasatsuk was the story of the India Super Series. The unseeded 19-year-old dominating Game 1 of the women's singles final against Bae-Yun Ju of Korea.
And the opening game to the unseeded player.
20-year-old Bae couldn't dent the Thai teenager's confidence. Borana Prasatsuk controlling the second game to sit on 4 match points.
And that's gone long. And the second time of asking. And the 19-year-old Porntit Borana Prasatsuk from Thailand has taken her first ever Super Series title in her first ever Super Series tournament final.
The main event of the day was of course the men's singles final. The crowd in for a treat with Lee Chong-wei taking on Danish veteran Peter Gader. The Malaysian dominating the first game.
Missed it. Fraction wide. And that's the opening game to Lee Chong-wei.
Gader was back with a bang in game number 2. The 34-year-old drawing level to set up an exciting decider.
He's done it.
But the world #1 was simply too good in the third. Lee Chong-wei looking to convert 5 match points.
Oh my goodness! What a final rally! What a magnificent final!
So a third BWF Super Series title in 2011 for Lee Chong-wei. The Malaysian maestro featuring in all 4 Super Series finals in the season so far. We now leave you with some memorable moments from the Yonex-Sunrise India Super Series. See you next time.